So much. So let's bring in Iranian-American actor, model, and producer Sam Asghari, who was born in Tehran and lived there until he was 12 years old. Sam, we were just talking on the break. Sadly, you're not surprised they killed this 19-year-old and his friends.
I'm absolutely not surprised by the typical behavior of the Islamic Republic Revolution. This is what they've been doing. This is their identity, and this is what they're happens to be happening every single time there has been an uprising. And this is not something that we're just seeing now. I mean, we are seeing this in the Western side, but this has been happening throughout the history of this Islamic Republic. And the reason why we're seeing it now is because we are paying attention to it, and finally the mainstream media is paying attention to it. But that's something that they've just been doing for years to be able to keep the country oppressed and to shut anybody that has anything to say about the regime.
So right now the internet shut down, and it's the longest period the internet's been shut down that we know of in Iran's history. Is that part of the reason we have not seen the uprising, or are there other reasons?
I mean, the uprising has always happened throughout the last 47 years of this. The Iranian people are sick and tired of being associated with the government. They want nothing to do with this government whatsoever. And finally, we are seeing them at their weakest point, as not to mention, not just this regime, but any regime seems to be the strongest, and they seem to be cracking down the most when they're the second away from being the weakest and being overthrown. So I'm anticipating this regime to be gone, as we're seeing all their heads of governments being eliminated by the United States military. But it is a complicated regime, as anybody could be a besieged force, and the IRGC, so they do have checkpoints, and the checkpoints are also being hit. And there is a crown prince, Prince Reza Pahlavi, which is the opposition, and he has the respect of many people in Iran, and they are waiting for his orders. They are waiting for America's orders, and also Israel, in order to uprise when it's safe and when the regime is no longer able to go out on the streets and use AK-47s and weapons of war to shoot down people, just like they did last month, and they killed over 40,000 people in just 2 days.
Right. It looks like there's some panic among the higher ups, among the government, because there's been so many high-profile assassinations, and there should be. They're all hiding in different places. But in terms of the besiege on the street, the plainclothes Gestapo that is killing and warning people, if you step out, you're going to be in trouble. How damaged are they? Do you have a sense of how much of that security force is still around?
Are you talking damage mentally? Because they're extremely damaged mentally.
Well, how depleted is their force?
They are definitely depleted. They are confused. They don't know who their leader is, if there is a leader or not, if the leader is even in contact with anybody else, if there is fights between them of taking who's going to be the next person in power. And there's definitely a fear. They know what America is capable of. They know that they've lost the patriotism within their own people. Nobody wants anything to do with them, and they know they're losing their control. So that's why they're cracking down, and that's why they're persecuting all the protesters and anybody that comes down and speak on behalf of the people. So they don't want any of that. That's why we see the public execution of the 19-year-old Olympian champion, because they know how influential that person was. And not only that, is anybody that's going to be influential, they're going to crack down because they are so weak.
And Sam, real quick, what percentage is in support of what's left of that government, roughly in your estimation?
There's always going to be fashionist people that support the government, and they've done such a good job of brainwashing, the whole entire country within their school system. I mean, growing up there, I noticed everything was brainwashing when going to school, going out to the streets and seeing propaganda of the Islamic Republic and shutting down the internet and feeding wrong information to their own people and showing what's called a fake news. They have fake news, and they use AI videos of showing them destroying the American warships and everything that we have there, which is extremely false news, and that's something that they want to show. But the people
Gotcha.
are no longer stupid, and they are paying attention
Hopefully.
to that. So they're not fooling anybody.
Hopefully. Thanks so much, Sam. I appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.